scrappy friends, welcome to my channel. I am doing a layout using a old clip kits that I still have laying around. It is from September maybe. I think it was the last kit that I got from them, and so it has some Dear Lizzie stuff and it has mostly Kaiser Craft. So I thought I would play around with that because I haven't disassembled all of my kits. I have a few click kits and I have a few hip kits that I haven't quite disassembled all the way, and I thought that it would be kind of fun to go through and try to use up some of the kits that I have and just see if I can get some more stuff out of it, because them sitting in the packages is not going to get the stuff used. And there's a lot of cute stuff in this kit, so I am also pairing it with that paper from Maggie Holmes that's from the Gather collection. I really love that pattern. It's just a simple black and white crisscrossy. I could probably do that myself. I have done stuff like that before, but it's just really fun when it's already all done for you. I did use some Shimmerz products, so you see me just do some ink splatters pretty much. I used my paintbrush. I did not use gesso or anything on the back of this, so I'm just drying it a little bit with my heat tool, and then I'm just gonna doodle this border. I've been liking the border around the outside. It kind of draws your eye in, and since I've been doing a lot of stuff on white cardstock, it just kind of helps your eye not to go too far. So I was thinking, hey, let's add some more doodling since I'm using that paper from Maggie Holmes and it has that crisscrossy check kind of pattern, and so on the corners I just did a little bit of doodling. It's not my fave, if I'm going to be honest, but I don't mind it. It just kind of makes the layout a little bit unique, which I think is nice, because sometimes when you do a lot of these same techniques of just dropping paint or ink splatters, sometimes it can kind of feel the same, and so it just kind of makes it a little bit unique. And I think later on, when everything is all put together, it just kind of helps tie some things together. So I'm looking through the papers. I want to see what I want to use that's going to match. I was thinking about using that vellum. It has a lot of like greens and stuff in it that I think will match with these photos. And both of these photos are about 4x4 that I have had printed. So the one I printed off at home, and the other one that is the darker or the brown picture is actually a picture that I had sent out and then done. So I did that for a batch of my photos. I had the, I got some developed, if you will, developing as in I sent my files, right? But in essence, it's the same thing, except for they come right to your house and you don't have to go and pick them up, right? But yeah, so one is from the fall time and then one is from the summertime, and I thought it would be kind of cool to show what they looked like when we first got to the house and then in the fall time. So, well, and my kids, they had taken a whole bunch of the pine cones that they found in the yard from the trees and put them like in piles and stuff. So I had taken a picture of it. It's nothing super special, except for that I just thought it would be kind of fun to document. And since I had, a picture from the fall and a picture from the spring, well, really the summer, because by the time we moved in, it was the summertime. So, and let me tell you, the ones from our tree, so not the darker ones, but the one with the blue and green one, so on the left side, that one, those were huge and they had so much sap on them, and of course the insides were falling apart this winter, so it was kind of hard to take pictures of them, though I do. So I'm also using some of these a doily from SpiegelMom Scraps. So a lot of this stuff I'm mixing in with SpiegelMom Scraps stuff. I thought it would be kind of nice to use some of the new stuff that I got because she has a whole bunch of new stuff in her store. So I'll make sure I have the link below so that you can go check it out. If you use my code, which will be in the information box below, you can also get a discount too. And it just, you know, gives you a discount and all that fun stuff. And who doesn't like a discount, right? So I really want to use this piece. I'm kind of figuring out where I want to use it. I like the green. It helps tie in with the green from the evergreen tree that you can see in the first picture on the left. I also want to use these. Now these are from Click Kits, but it's from, they had a planner kit in, oh gosh, the springtime probably. I got it before I left Hawaii, or right around the time that I left Hawaii, so that I could do some decorating in my planner. And I didn't use the whole kit. I totally should have. But I have these sitting in there in my stuff, and I really like them. They're super, super cute. So I'm going to add these to the layout. I just thought the white kind of helps tie in some extra white. And I'm just going to play around with this thread or the twine and wrap it around. And I use my my attacher. Now this is the Teresa Collins version of the tiny attacher. I don't think it has a small like staples. There we go, that's the word I was looking for. So I don't think it has as small staples as the regular tiny attacher, which I'm kind of sad about, but it works. And it's cute, and it adds some extra textures and stuff, which I really want for this because, I mean, this is a layout about pine cones. It's a fallish or like a naturey layout. And I like to do layouts like this because I just like to take pictures of nature. And I will say, or preface this with, I didn't do the journaling when I took my photos, so you won't see any journaling, but I do have journaling for this. By the time it ends up in my albums, pretty much all of my layouts have journaling on them. I am really super bad, and it's one of, I think, the habits that I want to get better at this year is making sure that while I'm making the layout, I actually finish the journaling just so that it's all done and just out of the way so I don't have to remember to go back and do it. But I almost always do the journaling. So, and I mean, there's not a whole lot to go along with this journaling, except for that these are pine cones from our yard, and isn't it super cool that, you know, we get to experience it this year. And I think that's the one thing about that I like about our albums, and this is the nice thing that happens because we're a military family and we move around, is that we've experienced a lot of different naturey things, and I make a lot of layouts about those things as just part of our life. And it's one of those things that I'm okay, in a sense, having more of that fluff type of stuff because it is just part of our life. It's part of the stuff that we are experiencing and my kids are experiencing. This is the first time that they've really gotten to experience nature in a whole different way. Hawaii was awesome, and that was amazing nature as well, but it wasn't this kind of nature. It wasn't North American woods and country, like, I mean, Hawaiian country and North American country is completely different, and this is definitely a slower pace and more, like I said, more nature for them. And I really want to document this because these are things that we are doing right now. These are things that they are experiencing right now, and I want them to look back and go, oh yeah, I remember we used to play with this. Mom got pictures of these things that we played with, or these things that we got to experience. And I know for me, it's kind of like a reminiscing because I'm re-experiencing these things. I mean, it's been about 10 years since me and my husband have been married, and we've moved around to lots of different places through our marriage, and this is the first time coming back for more of an extended period of time, more than like a year or so, in in the country. So we really are re-experiencing these things all over again. And it's just really awesome to be able to document that. So with that, we're going into the title, and I decided to use this Hello stickers from the Dear Lizzie collection Saturday, and I really love these. The thing that I don't like is that it's super generic, but I'm okay with that. I think that when it comes to titles, you don't always have to have anything major, and I'm just going to leave it as Hello Bliss Ab, even though it really doesn't have anything to do with that. I just like the hello, and I really, you know, I just like it. So I'm okay with it not really having much of a title, because I'm going to have the journaling on there. You know, the journaling is on there. It's going to tell you all about these photos, and you're going to see the photos, and yeah. So like I said, I kind of like that aspect, and as I'm developing as a scrapbooker, I really like this element of having pictures of just our life and the things that we're experiencing throughout the stories of our day, of our lives. And I think that that's what scrapbooking is about. It's about the things that you are experiencing and the things that you want to document, so that later when your kids, your grandkids, and hopefully your great-grandchildren and family look at these, they can go, oh yeah, I remember these things that we experienced, you know. And that's the historian part of me, is that not everything has to blatantly tell you, like the title. So, and I think that this year, that's one thing that I want to focus on, is not worrying so much about some of those details, and just getting the stories down that I want us to remember. So here are the close-ups. I hope you guys had a great day. I hope you guys enjoyed this layout. It's super simple, but really fun and lots of textures. And I will see you guys later next week. Don't forget to check out the info box below so you can see all of the stuff that I've used.